Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you my basic daily routine that I do for flipping. So I have multiple realms that I flip on, and there's a few things that I do daily just to keep up to date and pretty much have all the items listed to be making the gold, and also to be finding the best deals that I can be finding. But before we get into today's video, if you'd like to learn how to flip in retail and in Wrath Classic, I have a guide for both of those inside of my flipping guide, and basically I go over everything I know about flipping. I show 4 different methods of flipping. I give you my TSM groups and operations so you can do exactly what I'm doing simply by plugging into your TSM, and it'll bring up everything, all the items. There's over 11,000 items I've handpicked that I recommend flipping, and also the operations are set up to always make profit. So you can get hold of all that stuff inside the flipping guide, which will be the first link down below in the description box. So basically what I start off doing is I log on to my flipping characters, and I obviously repost any items that need relisting. So to do that, I just use TSM, make sure that I have all my groups selected from the flipping guide, because this will have all our flipping items in there, and it will have the operations to actually sell them correctly. So basically I log on to all the characters, make sure that I have everything relisted, that there's no items sitting in the mailbox. I use TSM to actually post all the items. So we'll let this scan finish, and then I simply just spam the TSM macro by scrolling my mouse wheel up and down, and this will post all the items as quick as possible. So I do this. This takes sometimes 10 minutes up to like 30 minutes to do all the realms. Simply go through all of them, make sure everything is listed. So the best way to actually post your items the quickest is by using the TSM macro. So to actually make your own macro, it's very simple. You simply go to TSM, you go to settings, you go down to macros, you select what you want the macro to do, and that on scroll wheel directions up and down, whatever modifier, then you'll create the macro, and it will actually go into your macro book, and it's usually down the bottom. It starts with T, and it'll look something like this. Then you can simply just put that onto your action bars, and you can put whatever keybind you want for it. So I just scroll wheel mouse up and down, so you can just spam it, scrolling your mouse wheel up and down, and they'll basically post the items for you. It's a lot easier than hand clicking post or having it on like 1 or 2. So what I do now is I still post all the items. So we'll go ahead, everything that needs relisting, we'll get that relisted, and I do that on all my realms. Alright, so now we're finished on this realm, reposting everything. So everything should be up on the auction house. We're looking good. So what I'll do next is I jump on to my other realms that I'm flipping on and make sure everything is relisted. Having an item sitting in the mailbox is definitely not worth it. You want them to be invested in the auction house so they can actually sell. So that is always top priority. Let's go over to one of our other realms we flip on. So we go through all these realms. Anything that needs relisting, we're going to relist those. And then after that, we start actually investing into some more items and looking for some good deals that are available. Now, once I have relisted everything that has expired on all the realms, I go back to the first realm and I start doing some scans. So the first scan that I do is just a very simple one. Now I do this with point blank sniper. Now this is just a quick scan. It takes literally like 1 or 2 seconds to go through. I've got like 200 items that I've handpicked, and I set this to show me anything that is under 30% of the market value. So anything that is under 30%, this will just pop up some really good deals that I can snipe real quick if there are any available, but there doesn't seem to be any that are really worth buying at the moment. So next up, what I'll do on every single realm is I'll come over and I'll select the groups from the flipping guide that I would like to scan. So I go to browse. For an example, I like to do them all, but what I haven't done lately for a while is the main ones. So let's select these and the untainable limited, and then I'd like to do a scan on these groups. Any items that are worth buying will come up, and I sort them by the percent right here. So the lowest percent is the best deal. The higher it gets, the closer it is to the market value. Alright, so this is what the scan looks like, and the number on the side here is the market value on this specific realm. So what it will do is it will give you a number. The lower the number is, the better the deal actually is. So I like to buy things that are like 10%, 20%. The lower the better. That means you're getting a better deal compared to the market value. So when it's 100%, as you can see right here, that means it's posted at the market value that it should be at. So anything that is lower is worth buying. So I let this scan finish up. I go through, I pick out all the items that I want to actually buy, and as you can see our name, we already have a whole heap of these items that we're already the seller for. But we let the scan go through, we buy the items that we want to invest in, and then we buy them, throw them up on the auction house, and we move on to the next realm. Now I like doing these scans from the groups, from the flipping guide, because you can find some really hidden gems that not many people are flipping. Now I will show you another method after this, where I go through and I check the prices for specific items on all the realms on my region. They're more like high ticket items that a lot of people know that are worth flipping. When I'm scanning like the groups from the flipping guide, you can find some really good hidden gems that not many people are flipping, but they're really worth flipping. So I like to do this on every single realm at least once per day, just to find out the best deals and like the hidden gems per se that are listed up on the auction houses. Alright, so the scan is done. There's not a lot of items that are worth buying. The main thing would be this pattern, the tiny green carp. The region sale average is a bit low. It could be worth buying just for this round, but there's 6 of them available, so not really. So there's not too much to actually buy. Just have a little look through here. So this would be a decent buy for 9.9k. We've sold one in the past for 65k, 33k, 17k, but we already have 9 of these on the auction house, so we don't need more of those on this round. Oh, this could be a good buy actually. This shield's really cool looking. We've got 2 for 20 and 1 for 30k. Now what we could do with this item, we could buy all of these out, which I think we're going to. Yeah, let's buy all 3 of these out, and then we'll repost them around 100k. We'll go over the market value, so we'll actually buy those. We've only brought one in the past and it's sold on this round in the past, so I think we're going to buy all 3 of those. And now when you're buying these, you can also check on, so you can always check on the Undermine exchange. Now this is a website that tracks all the realms and gives you data like TSM pretty much. So we can come down and just double check that buying up for 20 and 30k is a good deal. So we come down here, what is the cheapest one? So there's one on Silvermoon for 10k, which we actually have gold on Silvermoon, so we will buy those up. Frostmourne is pretty cheap. On average they're going for like anywhere from like 50 to 100k, so we're happy with buying those. So let's buy the 3rd one, and then we'll get these reposted at a lot higher price. Now that I've scanned them groups, what I like to do now is I just like to do a few groups at a time. Let's deselect these. Let's select. So we'll run a scan on the transmogs. Now there's a lot of transmogs in this group right here. So what I like to do when I'm scanning these is just select bit by bit. So we'll do the big ticket transmog items first. We didn't do cosmetics before. So we'll scan this, see what deals there are, and then we'll scan all the transmogs, find some good deals on there, and then also all the recipes. That's another big group. I like to do that by itself. So this should be a quick scan just for these groups right here. So we'll let this scan, see if there's any good deals. And then basically the goal is to make sure we scan all the groups from the flipping guide. Any good deals that are worth buying, we're going to obviously buy those up. Whatever meets the criteria that are worth buying that I mentioned in the flipping guide, we go ahead and buy those up. So we'll let this scan go through, and then I like to do this on all the realms that I have gold available just to spend. So liquid gold sitting on the realms where I don't have to actually transfer any of the gold, because how you transfer gold at the moment, you actually have to wait 1 hour for the sale to be sold. You need 2 accounts, and you pretty much list something on the region-wide auction house and you buy it on the other account. On the realm you want the gold on, then you've got to wait an hour. However, all this will change in patch 10.1.5 when you can trade directly to people on different realms. So you'll be able to do it a lot easier to buy on different realms. But for now, I like to make sure that I'm doing all the scans on all the realms first that I have the gold on already. It's just a lot easier, and you don't obviously have to wait an hour for the gold to get there. Alright, so these groups have finished scanning. There's a few items that are definitely worth buying here. So this first item, there's one listed for 1.7k. Now we can sell this for anywhere from around like 10k gold. 9 to 20k gold will be the mark that we'll be trying to sell ours for. We're only going to buy the first one that is listed for 2.7k, not the one listed at 3.9. However, we could, and then we could repost both of them at 29k, which I think we're going to do. The next item is this Twilight Dragon's Helm. Now, we've sold a few of these in the past, but I think what we're going to do here, as you can see, we've got a lot listed at 10k. What we could do is we could buy these top ones right here. So there's 2 listed for 10k. If you look at the market value on this realm, it's 40k. So what I think I'm going to do is buy up both of these, cancel all the ones I have listed, and then we're going to reset the price. And we'll be a bit ambitious and we'll set it to 101k. I think that is what our TSM operations will want us posting that at. So we'll go ahead and do that. So let's buy the first 2, and then we'll also cancel all the ones we have listed. So we'll go ahead and do that real quickly. And we're up to the final one we got to cancel. So let's cancel that. Now the next item that is worth buying is this right here. As you can see, we've sold these up to about 23k in the past. Now there's a few listed right here for 5k. So what we're going to do is buy all of these out and relist each of these at 48k each. So paying 5k, we're going to try to resell them for 48k each. And we're actually going to buy up all of these. I believe there's 6 of them there. So we'll go ahead and buy up all of these. And I'm pretty sure that is all that is worth buying. That is a really good deal for these groups so far. For these specific groups, we still have a few more to scan. Now the next groups that we're going to be scanning are a lot bigger, so they do take a bit longer. We're going to be scanning the ore transmogs, and then after that we'll do all the recipes and just make sure there's no good deals in either of those groups waiting for us. But before we do that, we might as well grab these items that we've just invested in, and we'll get them back up on the auction house so they have a chance to sell while we're doing the other scan. So we got all the ones we cancelled, and then all the ones that we brought. Alright, perfect. Now we do have ones where we have more than one item, and what we'll do with these once patch 10.1.5 comes out is we'll simply just send one of these to a different realm, so we have one of each on multiple realms. But for now, we'll just post them up on the realm, on the main realm right now, while we can't trade across realm until the patch comes out. Alright, as you can see, they're the prices that we're going to be listing the items for. So we paid, we only paid like 20 and 30k for these shields, reselling them for 160k. The face guards we paid about 3k, resell them for 29. We spent, I think it was 5k each on the bloodweight gauntlets, repost them for 48, and the twilight helmets were, I believe, 10. We brought 2 for 10k each. And then we cancelled the rest that we already had up listed, and we're reselling them for 101k. Alrighty, so we got those listed. Let's do a shopping scan on all transmogs, and then after that we'll just do the recipes. Now I like to just break these up into like separate groups basically, just so you don't have to wait like half an hour for all of them to scan, because all the groups altogether have over 11,000 items. So what I like to do, just so you don't miss out on any deals that people buy while you're actually scanning it and waiting for the scan to complete, I like to break it down group by group, or just some groups at a time, like 5 groups at a time. That way the scan takes a bit less. Now we're doing a scan on all the transmogs that are worth flipping. So this would be a bit bigger scan. As you can see, we're going to be scanning 9,000 items. Now with this scan, you can actually pause it and buy the item. So if a good deal does pop up and you don't want to wait for the whole 9,500 items to be scanned, you can pause it and you can actually buy the item, and then you can continue the scan afterwards, and that way you don't miss out on the deal that has already been scanned. Now when I'm doing the all transmog scan, so this one that has a lot of items, what I like to do is basically just go AFK, make sure I come back and click the screen like every 10 minutes or so, or if I'm doing something else on the computer, just tab in here, make sure I click the screen so I don't log out from being inactive, and then I'll let the scan just keep going. So on all the realms, this specific one where it's all the transmogs, sometimes I don't wait until it's completely done. Depends how much time I have and that I want to spend on actually scanning transmog items. But yeah, we'll let this scan a bit, we'll see if there's any good deals that pop up, and we'll buy them if there is. Another thing that I do while the scans are scanning is actually run farms on my other character, so on my other account, sorry. So while the scans are going, I can be also farming like materials, collectibles, absolutely anything that is making gold. This way I can use this time to still make gold while the scans are going through. And I found this to be a good way to make the scans seem not like a big deal. When you're doing them really big groups, you have something else to do while you're already doing the scans. However, if we look at the scan, there's a lot of items that are definitely worth buying, like these pants. These will go for about 1k. They're listed for 10 gold. That is definitely a no-brainer. Someone else is posting up 460, so we'll buy the one for 10 gold, post at 450. These are worth 22k, this chest on my realm. And there's someone trying to sell it for 39k, so what we'll do is we'll buy the one for 1.5, and then we'll post it undercutting this guy at 39k. Here are some white pants that are actually worth flipping. Some of the whites and the greys can be a bit risky, and some of them aren't worth it, but these ones right here, you're only investing 100 gold each, and we should be able to resell them. Well, we'll sell them at the max price, which will be 2.9k each, because we'll have no competition. So items like this are really good, especially if you don't have much gold to invest. You don't have to spend like a few k or a few hundred gold, and you can get yourself a really good deal where you can have a good flip on your hands. But anyways, we'll let the scan keep going. You simply just click continue scan and it'll keep going. We'll go back to do some farming, and then we'll see what items pop up. Oh, here's a good deal that popped up. Only 12 silver for this, and it should resell for about 1k-ish. Let's go ahead and buy that up, and then let's go back to farming while we let the scan finish off. Alright, let's check out a few more of the deals. So what have we got here? So as you can see, there's a lot of items that are way under the 30%. So all of these are worth looking into. I'd look at the prices across the region, the market value, the region sale average, and the sell rate to determine which ones are worth buying. So not all of these would be worth buying. So most of these are though, these lower ones. But for an example, let's find one. So I wouldn't buy this right here for 100 gold. The blue linen shirt, as you can see, the market value is just up crazy, so that just means the price on this realm is inflated. So you wouldn't buy items like that. For an example, you'd want to stick to the items that you know have a good value across like the region market value average price, the region sale average price. So something, let me find a good one. So for a good example, these gloves right here would be definitely worth buying. If you look at all the prices, the market price is 7.3k, historical price 7.9, region market value average 10, and the region sale average is 700. So if we look at here for 659 gold, we definitely know that this is a good deal, meets all the criterias. The sell rate could be a bit higher, however, we're going for a big stock of different items, so we're not too worried about sell rate. So we'll keep going through here, find other items that are worth buying. So this is another one that looks pretty decent. We can buy the one for 400, repost it for the 4k. So I'll just go through here and I'll basically do this with this group, and then I'll also scan the other groups. So I've scanned all the groups on a specific realm, and then I'd move on to another realm that I have a bunch of liquid gold on, and I would do the same on those realms. I would do a sniper scan and scan for any items that are in the sniping list. I'd do that first, and then I'd run some TSN group scans. So for all the groups, I'd do it for all the groups from the flipping guide, see what good deals there are, and then I'd move on. Alright, so once I'm done doing the scans with point blank sniper and with TSM on all the groups that I want to do and all the realms that I want to do the scans on, next I do a bit of cross realm flipping. So I have a group of around 100 items that I know the price of these items is only going to go up or hold its value. So when you can buy a good deal of these, you know it's going to be a really good flip. So the website that I use is Undermine Exchange, and I bring up all the items in tabs that I know that I want to flip. So as you can see, we've got a whole heap of tabs open down the side. Around 100 different items that I've handpicked that I like to flip cross realm. And so what I do, as you can see, this number right here is the current lowest price on the US realms, which is 30k. So that could be a good deal. And I go down here and it'll actually show you all the different realms. So as you can see, Area 52 has the cheapest ones and it has 90 available. So if we sort by price, that is by far the lowest price. So this could be a good investment. However, we already have like 60 something of these stocked up on Area 52 that we got for 20k each. So we don't need to invest into any more of these. However, I can show you a couple more of the other items. We have the pack mule for an example. So on one of the realms, there's some of them listed for only 69k, which is extremely cheap. We already have a few of these though stocked up already, but this could definitely be a very good deal to get. We actually brought a few of these already for 50k, so if a realm jumps down to 50k again, we'll definitely buy more of these. The June scavenger, so the BFA mounts are definitely very good items to invest in. As you can see, there's a couple really cheap ones for 69k on Hyjal, and Storm Rage has a couple cheap ones. However, we're waiting till the prices of these are a bit cheaper for flipping them. The Blood Feaster, now it has a few listed for only 20k, which is really cheap. We do have some of these already stocked up, especially on Area 52. So it's Illidan actually. The cheapest ones are on Illidan for 20k. We might actually buy a few of these. We do have gold on Illidan. I think we will buy a couple of these. Before we buy it, there's a few more items I just want to show you. For an example, the Death Charger. If you can find one that is under 100k, that is a really good deal. These things go for like 300k to 400-500k all day long. There are a few listed for 159k, but still it's a bit costly. I would have brought the ones for 115k if any were available. Here's the TB Blazing Longsword. As you can see, there's one listed for the cheapest for 78k. Maybe we could buy those. As you can see, that's a decent amount of them. Be more happy if it was a little bit cheaper. Then we can go through the Blade of Hennas. I'll just show a few more examples. Skull Flame Shield, you'd go for every single item level of these, see if there's any really good deals. Same with the Black Rock Bulwark, and a lot more items. I have around 100 items that are really good, like these items that I've handpicked just to flip, basically cross realm, and to buy any deals that are really worth buying. So what I'll do now, once I found a good deal, for example these Blood Feasters for only 20k, these things will sell for over 100k all day long. What we could do is we could transfer gold over to this realm. As you can see, there is 11 of them available for 20k. So what we could do is we could send over 220k and actually buy out all 11 of those from Illidan. I think we already have some gold on there, so we'll head over to the realm and buy as many as we can with the gold we already have on Illidan. But most of the time what I'll do is I'll transfer gold using the region-wide auction house. You only lose 5% fee when you do that, and I'll buy them all out, and then once patch 10.1.5 actually comes live, we would have 11 of these that we can send to different realms, so we have one each on every single different realm. Now what I'll do is I'll go through all the items that are in my list, and I'll make sure that there is if there's any really good deals on any of the realms. If there is, I'll go ahead and buy those. If I don't have gold on the realm at the moment, I'll send over gold using the region-wide auction house into accounts by simply buying your own listing, and that way you can transfer gold from one realm to the other, but you have to lose a 5% fee. So we're on Illidan right now. Do we have much gold? We do not have much gold on Illidan, so what we'll do is send gold over here, and then what we can do, once the gold comes through, we can buy the blood feasters. And there they are for only 20k each and 11 of them. So we could definitely buy these up, which I think I'm going to do. So we'll transfer some gold over to this realm and we'll buy up all 11 of the blood feasters that are only 20k each. We'll definitely be able to sell them for closer to 100k on different realms for sure. However, that is what I do once I go through the whole list, and I'm pretty much done my daily routine for flipping. I can sometimes go onto the realms, do some cancel scanning and reposting items just to stay on top of the competition. The most of the time though, I don't do that. Maybe later in the day I'd run a couple more TSM shopping scans on some of the realms that I want to find good deals on. And that is about it for what I do daily for flipping. If you'd like to learn exactly how to flip how I am, you can find that inside of my flipping guide. You also will get my TSM groups and operations and 4 other flipping methods for retail, and it also goes over teaching you exactly how to flip in Wrath Classic also. That'll be the first link down below in the description box if you want to go ahead and check out my flipping guide. But anyways guys, that is it for today's video. Hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for more.